Hello, hello, hello. This is a brand new episode of More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily podcast where we help you build a thriving business with me, Anna Angelova, a business coach and consultant, and my co-host, Jores Minusfant, a business consultant. Hey, Jores.
Good morning, Anna.
So for today, for this beautiful Wednesday, the topic we have is all about creating a simple system for client onboarding or customer onboarding. And if you listen to the episode on Monday, we talked about starting the business, right? We talked about the tech you need and actually you don't need when you are starting a business. And if you listen to that episode, you're aware that when you start, you don't really need any kind of technology. Like, yes, your personal email can be okay, things like this, like Excel or Word or something like this, absolutely. You don't need anything fancy. And in the beginning of the journey, the same applies for your onboarding. And what's important actually at that time is to really create a process. Like it's not that much about the technology. It's not that much about having a CRM and things automated. It's more about mapping a customer journey and creating a client experience, a customer experience that makes sense. And when you think about your customers, when you think about your clients, like who are they? Once they make that purchase, once they make that first payment, how do they feel? Like this is really important. Like, in stepping into their shoes and thinking about how they feel after that first payment, after they hit send or whatever it is they do. Like what are they experiencing? The emotions. And there are a lot of times, especially when it comes to higher ticket offers, especially when it comes to something that's a little bit more expensive, what happens is we experience buyer's remorse. We start wondering, was this the right decision? So for you to create a simple system for the onboarding process for your clients or customers when they make their first purchase, it's really about putting yourself in their mind, in their shoes, and thinking about, okay, I just made this purchase. How do I feel? What are the good and the bad, right? Like the excitement, but also the worries, the doubts, the fears, the frustrations. What are the questions that I have? Okay, I took this step, I purchased this thing, now what? So these are all questions that you want to ask yourself, and using these questions, ultimately you start mapping again a simple process. Start with something simple, something that encourages and provides value, something that helps with the next step of the journey. So people took this step, like your clients, your customers, they make the purchase. So what helps them next? Like what is the thing that they need? What kind of assurance they need? What kind of instructions they might need, right? Like if someone orders a product, like if you have a product where they need to assemble it or start using it, maybe some kind of instructions, what kind of validation they need. That, you know what, absolutely, you might be feeling overwhelmed and unsure right now. This is normal. Like, what kind of support do they need at this stage, at this step, so it can, first of all, kickstart their journey and help them move to the next step. And what we recommend, and when we're talking about creating that simple system for your client onboarding, in the beginning, focused on the baseline. Like think about, as you're asking yourself all these questions, like thinking about also the expectations. What do people expect at this step? And make sure that you meet these expectations. And there are so many stories and so many things you can think, even for you as a consumer. Like if you are having trouble thinking about your own business and how you design that system, thinking about this from a consumer perspective. Like when you go to the grocery store, what are your expectations? Your expectations are that it's stocked, right? Whatever you need, groceries, like all these kind of things are available, that the checkout will be quick and seamless. Like you have a few simple expectations when you go to a grocery store. So thinking about this kind of from this perspective, what are the expectations of your clients when they make that first purchase, when they sign up for your service or when they buy your product? What are the expectations? How are they feeling? Like what is going on in their mind? And sit down, map it out, and then from there, of course, you can design and you can add the automation. So you can add the emails. You can create a video that like, you talk to the client and reassure them, tell them what the next steps are. Like you can create all these things, but firstly, as we've mentioned so many times, it starts with designing the system, designing the process actually. And I know I've shared quite a lot. So Jores, I actually want to hear your thoughts and what you have to share.
I like what you mentioned about simplicity, right? If in the past, especially when you're also starting your business, your customer journey needs to be also simple. Uh, so for the customer also to feel onboarded and taken care of. Complex systems just don't benefit anyone. Plus, when you build simple things, they're more scalable, right? So, and simplicity also adds exacerbates the value that you want to bring. If your process is too complex, if you have too many streets and left turns and right turns and hoops to jump through, then by the third or fourth or fifth one, the value is gone. So keep things simple, build a process that can be scaled, can be automated, digitized in the future. But it's very also, I like the fact that you mentioned it's important to have that the customer wants to be liked, wants to be uh, welcomed, I guess, for lack of a better word, and also your people, and also gives your people, your team, consistency to deliver with the same value over and over and over. So having a process is very important. Good process.
Yeah, belonging. Like the word that came to my mind is belonging, as you were saying. Like we all want to belong and make sure that we've done the right thing. And absolutely, the emphasis on simple. Like even just one email that you send out with welcome. We appreciate having you here. It kind of, like I said, that sense of belonging, that this is the right place for you, this is the right decision, the validation that, oh, you might be feeling this and that's okay, and we've got you, this is the next step. And if you have questions, reach out. Like even just a simple email with these 3, 4 components where you, like I said, welcome them. Um, you reassure them that this is the right decision they've made. You validate their fears, their worries, their anxieties, whatever it is, and saying, this is the next step. If there is anything, here's how to reach us and how we can help. And of course, like it really depends on the type of business you have. Like you can add more steps. And when you are starting, again, just this simple email where like you can create a template and then it wouldn't be automated, of course. It would be something that you send to every new client and every new customer. This can allow you to have something in place that a lot of companies, even established companies, they don't have this in place. So you're already starting ahead of the pack. And then the other thing that it allows you to do as well is start the learning process. Because even when you have that thing, even if you when you have that kind of a simple onboarding, simple first step for your clients or customers, there will be people who would come and say, what do I do now? How do I do this? What's that thing? Like there will be people who will come with questions. People will come to you frustrated. People will be uh, overwhelmed. Like, there will be all these different people that will actually provide at least some kind of feedback so you can learn, and from there of course you can develop the system even better, update things, make it more impactful. And I did mention that in the beginning you want to start with what's the base expectation, and then as you gain the experience, as you gain the feedback, of course what you want to add even at this part of the journey is if there is an opportunity for you to impress, to over deliver, if this is the baseline expectation, how can I over deliver? Is there something that we can add here as part of that onboarding journey that wows people, that they're like, oh, I've never experienced something like this, that really makes them feel welcome, that they belong, that this is the right path for them? Like really mm, emphasize this on what a great choice they've made and that they're doing the right thing. So uh, this is a great addition, but not the first thing to think about. Before you over deliver, make sure you deliver. Make sure that you have at least a baseline to go from. And that's why, as I said, even just a simple email covering those 4 or 5 things with welcoming them, showing them they belong, validating their fears and worries, showing them the next step, and ensuring if there are any questions, here we are. Even this is more than enough, and I would call it a system already.
It starts things the right way, right? It's important. Yes, you're delivering a product or a value to the customer, but you can go beyond that. You add that caring part. You add that part that talks about you, the customer. We understand you. We're here for you. It gives them then that sense of belonging. You're right. So again, it starts things the wrong way, the right way, and from there, we will talk about this more in the future. But one of the other things that Anna, you and I talk about a lot, we onboard a lot of companies do the same thing. They onboard a customer the right way, give them all the care they want, and then within 6 months they forget about them. But we'll talk about more about this on how to maintain and re-engage the customers. But onboarding them the right way is a good start.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just the start. It's just the start of the process. And like before we wrap up the conversation for today, I just want to mention something that like when we talk about onboarding customers, like you might be thinking, oh, but my business is different. Like I don't onboard people. Like it's transactional. Like I have a store. How do I onboard people? I don't have I have a store. Even if you have a physical store, like even if you have a bakery or a coffee shop, you can still make that first experience an amazing experience. You can still think about, okay, this is the first time someone is coming. What are their expectations? So you deliver on the expectations. And then also nowadays, even with a store, with a coffee shop, and this is not actually anything new. Like I remember even what it would have been like 10 years ago. I remember the one of the sushi places, I think, and not just them, like a lot of places, like they would give you a card, like they would give you a like a physical card with I think it was like uh, 10 circles, and they would for every purchase, like when you go and purchase something, they would put a stamp. And when you collect 10 stamps, like the 11th, let's say, is a free meal. You get a free meal, like some kind of a reward program, right? Where the first time you go, you get this, and this way they kind of encourage you to come back. So even if you have more of a transactional business, let's call it, and even if it's more of a physical, even not e-commerce where you collect people's emails, there's still a way for you to collect emails. There's still a way for you to deliver an experience when someone comes for the first time in your store or in your shop. That there is still a way for you to uh, have an experience, a simple system that onboards them in a way that they want to come back and they keep on coming back. So don't be the yeah but type. Yeah, but my business is different. Yeah, but it's a brick and mortar. Yeah, but our industry, people in our industry are different. We're all people. We have the same desires, the same worries, the same fears, and like we are all human beings. So I would encourage you to think about it. Let your imagination play. Like think about it. How can you develop this kind of a simple, like we said, even if it's just one step in the beginning, and then you get the feedback, then you build on top of it in addition. Really think about it. And we've mentioned before, if you need help with this, absolutely, we are here for you. You can ask in the comments here. You can check our website. The link is available in the description, so you can even see in what other ways we can help. Like if you are just starting your business, the Launch 360 program might be something for you. So go and check it out. There's so much you can do, and there's so much power in designing that first step that meets expectations first and then wows your people.
Very well put, Anna. Very well put.
Thank you, thanks, Joris. So yeah, this is I think this is for today. We made the point very clear. And again, the first thing is designing the process, map the experience, and then from there, of course, you can gradually automate and make things even easier for yourself. So go ahead and do it. Go ahead if you don't have it. And if you actually have a business, you've been running your business in a while, maybe this is a sign for you to go back and reevaluate. What does the onboarding experience look like for your customers or clients? Do you even have one? And again, first of all, look at the process itself. We're not talking about the technology. We're talking about the process. We're talking about mapping the steps. How do people feel? What do they need at this stage? This is what we're talking about here. So even if you have a business, maybe it's time for you to reevaluate and see whether this part of your business needs updating. And once you do this, remember to join us tomorrow when we'll be focusing on an issue that a lot of us are facing, whether we are small, mid-sized, or even big corporations. And this is overpaying for software that we sometimes don't even use, rarely use. So remember to join us tomorrow morning or whenever you're listening tomorrow for this very interesting episode. Have a wonderful day, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, Jores.
Thanks, Anna. Bye bye.